Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the RevFast podcast. Welcome to RevFast. I got my good friend Ed Fausel on. He has not only been the event manager at ZMAX Dragway, the Charlotte Motor Speedway. You ever do anything with the dirt track?
I did used to do stuff with the dirt track. I got to tell you, Neil, I was at home. I was scrolling through my Facebook page, and I saw RevFast, and I said, let me watch one of these. I said, this looks like it's cool. So I watched one or two of your episodes. I said, man, I need to do that. That looks like a lot of fun.
Well, I've had some fun with you in the past. We did Hot Rods and Hops at ZMAX Dragway when you were over there. That was a lot of fun, 3 months in a row.
That was a lot of fun, and your car shows are really, really great. I love attending them up here. We did a bang-up job down there at ZMAX. I think we had some weather one time, but otherwise it was great. Burnout contest, drag racing, it was good.
I remember you getting mad at me because of the burnout contest. The guy couldn't get started or something, and I said, well, turn it around, do it the other way.
No,
he was headed straight towards the building. Remember that?
Yes, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, that was I'm sure you had somebody in your ear like, don't let him make the calls.
No. But yeah, it was good, man. It was excellent, and I am thrilled to be here. Let's talk.
I've learned a lot about events since those days, and from you and everything. And my gosh, you're connected to everybody. I mean, from drag racing to the car world. I mean, you've got every connection I think there is in the car world. Just from doing all the car shows over the years, and then now you got your own company, Far and Wide. So tell me a little bit about your journey and the drag racing to the speedway to the drag strip and all that.
Well, I was born. No. We're not going to go all the way back there. It'd take up a whole damn hour,
right?
Wouldn't we? No, I have been into cars since I was 8 years old. I mean, there is Super 8 movies of me, and all you see is my feet out from underneath the car. I was changing oil at eight years old. So car has been my vernacular forever. I was fortunate enough when I landed at Charlotte Motor Speedway to become an event manager there, and one of those aspects was, running ZMAX Dragway, but I was also put in charge of the auto fairs, which is the biggest car event, Southeast car event extravaganza. That's the call.
And that's coming up pretty soon, right?
Yes, we've got one coming up here April 4th through the 7th, and I'd love to tell you about it because I am so stoked. We've got something for everybody. It really is going to be awesome. The big news, I'm so excited. The big news, Camping World is now the sponsor of Auto Fair. It's a 3-year deal. We have got some serious sponsorship now, so Camping World has come on board. Thank you to them. It's really gonna go over well. We came out of COVID on the other side without a sponsor, and we did the best we could. The show has been really, really great. But now with Camping World on board, it's a nice partnership.
Yeah. They like sponsoring stuff. They do a good job. I mean, they got behind, what was that, North Wilkesboro and stuff. And when they get behind a project, it's done right. I mean, they're a good sponsor to have, right?
Yeah. I think they do the trucks. They do the NASCAR Truck Series, and I know they were NHRA for a while. Yeah. We're very, very fortunate to have them bring them on board.
Yeah. So what's the big thing this year? The Midway, or what do y'all call that in the garage area? I mean, that's always like where all the cool content is.
Oh, yeah, baby. With the Showcase Pavilion. Yes, we've got the manufacturer's Midway. So all you guys out there, you need your parts, you need your stuff. We've got them. Come on down and get your parts. But the Showcase Pavilion, very special. It's our high-end invitation only, themed invitation only display. We've got best of the best. I do that over and over because I've been doing this for 10 years and I've never had the same car twice.
Really?
I will this show, I will go over 500 different vehicles within the Showcase Pavilion throughout my tenure.
A lot of contacts in your phone of some really high-end fun play toys.
Yeah, we've got a 1909 Hudson, one of 12 left in the world, and 1909 was the very first year of production. So if you're into brass, this car is covered, man. It's coming out of Ypsilanti, Michigan. We have got, modern, let's go. You guys might be familiar, Mike Rogers. We've got his 2019 Ford GT, one of 21 Holman and Moody editions.
And I've got to see that car in person. That's an impressive piece, and not
It
many
is.
people get to see that car.
It
I mean,
is. It
what
is.
Amelia is the only show that I think it's
Yeah,
went to.
it has been at Amelia. According to Multimatic in Canada, it was one of 5 shipped to the USA.
Yeah,
So we've got something for everybody.
but I mean that car deserves to be shown in Charlotte. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Holman Moody is what 10 minutes, 6 minutes away
Yeah.
from the Speedway, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is a legendary piece, and it is just gorgeous. I actually was fortunate enough to be at his place when it got offloaded from.
I was there
Ford.
with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were. That's right, you were
Yeah.
there. And man, it's just a great, great piece, and I'm so happy to land it. Thank you, Mike. We've got the 60th anniversary of the Mustang, so every Mustang from 1965 up until 2024 is represented. So I've got one from 65, 66, one from 66, 67. We have an Eleanor. We have a Boss. We have a Cobra. We have a Shelby. We've even got a Mustang too.
Is this a real Eleanor or just
No,
a,
no, no.
it's
It's
a
a
clone car?
recreation.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We've got what I call the "What the heck is it" section.
Yeah.
This is for folks who, they're not into the mechanics of the car. They're not into the performance of the car. But we've got an upside down Camaro. So this gentleman took a Camaro, turned it upside down, and it literally rolls on its roof.
That's what I need to ride around.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty darn cool. When you look at it and your head turns like Scooby-Doo, you're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
We have got the world's fastest Chevy Astrovan. This thing has a blown big block in it. It is pretty neat. It's called Blastro. He's coming out of Michigan. So we've got those sections. We've got, if you're familiar with the name Chuck Miller, legendary builder from way back in the day in the Barris era. He built a car called the Red Baron.
Oh, okay. I do know
We
that.
are fortunate enough to have the real Red Baron. This will
Really?
be coming. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome. I
So
can't
that'll
wait
be
to
on
see that.
show. Yep. Yep. So from a celebrity standpoint, all right, for the older folks out there, believe it or not, it's still in existence. We have the Lincoln Continental that was President Nixon's limousine.
Wow.
President Nixon's real limousine. And it was also pressed into service. It carried Apollo astronauts in the parades. So yeah, we've got the real car. You need to come down and see that
Well,
because
that'll take up 4 or 5 spots there.
that it's a
Yeah.
big car, and it's really so it's got that A story, right, of being a presidential limousine. It is the only. It was a 67 Lincoln that they made into a 69 Lincoln, but it was a convertible. Well, they never made a convertible Lincoln in 1969. So it's the only convertible 1969 Lincoln in existence.
Really?
Yeah, that's the B story. So
And so that'll be in the garage area?
that'll be in Showcase Pavilion. And then really special too is for TV aficionados out there, the TV show Gears will have Stacey David. Stacey David is going to come in on Saturday. He'll be doing a couple of autograph sessions throughout
He's
the
been
day.
around a long time.
He has been doing that show for over 15 seasons.
Wow, it's been that long.
And if you can imagine, he's got over 600,000 followers on social media.
Does he really?
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that C10 that he built years ago, the Copperhead or Copper something.
Yeah.
And that truck, I still have that magazine
He's
cover.
got Sergeant Rock. And he is we'll have one of his vehicles on display all 4 days. And I'm not going to tell you which one it is because you have to come to the show to see it. So come get Stacey David's autograph. Come see which vehicle we've got. We've got one of his actual vehicles from the TV show. It's going to be there all 4 days at the show.
Now, will there be any kind of outdoor racing? I know y'all do the auto course or the, what do you call that?
Yeah, so Ford Performance Racing School. How often do you get a chance to ride in a real race car, right? You can come out to Auto Fair, get in line, strap on a helmet, and go for a ride with a professional on the road course, the actual Roval road course at Charlotte Motor Speedway in a real race car.
And these are like GT500s?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, so yeah, you can come out and do that. It's absolutely a blast. On Saturday of the event, we will have the Smith Heritage. So we had the inaugural last year. This Smith Heritage is very, very special to Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is produced and run by our good friend Ray Evernham. And you want to talk about rare cars. This is like multi-million dollar Ferraris, multi-million dollar cars that you will never see anywhere else. Maybe Amelia, maybe the concourse show down there in at the beach in North Carolina.
Yeah.
But if you want to see it here in Charlotte, this is going to be your only shot.
And that's
because
only on Saturday, or
that show is on
yeah,
Saturday,
yeah.
right?
And that's right on the pit road, or is
Right
that
on
where
the
it was?
ball. Yep, right
Yeah.
on what we call the ball field. So it's
Yeah.
that piece of grass right out there in front of pit road. And if you want to put your walking shoes on, we're going to have over 900 show cars out on the field during Auto Fair. Everything you could ask for: Studebakers, Pintos, blown rat rods. I mean, you name it, we've got it.
That's what I love about Auto Fair. It always brings in such a big variety, and
Yeah.
that's what I've always tried to do with our small shows that we do. But it's just you never know what you're going to see
Yeah.
from a classic to a new car, and you just walk the whole front stretch, and it's just
Yeah.
one of everything that you can think of.
Yeah, it is pretty special. And the car clubs that come out, they'll come out for 3 days, 4 days. And we want our spectators to come in, see all these vehicles, experience Manufacturers Midway, see Stacy David, experience the Showcase Pavilion, and then go home tired. You know, there's nothing I like better than having these folks go home tired. Because if you come to our show, we want you to have a great time.
I've went home tired of many a days from the Auto Fair, because you just keep walking. It's like when you get to turn one, it's like, well, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
And then you got to walk through the infield.
Yeah,
It's just so
exactly.
much to see.
No,
and it's
yeah,
such a big
it's definitely,
footprint.
and it's a 4-day show, Thursday through Sunday. On Sunday, we'll have our special guest, David Ankin from Toy Makers.
Yeah, I met him. You had him at our Hot Rods and Hops, the first event that
Yeah.
we did at ZMAX. So.
He's a great gentleman. They have gone, I think they're shooting season 4 right now. But he will be one of our guest judges. He'll walk the line. And what we do is all our car clubs will submit their own best of show. So out of their car club, they'll pick their best of show. And then we take all of those vehicles from the 50
Got to be like a
clubs.
UFC fight within the car club to watch them.
Yeah,
pick.
that's I don't. Here you
We
go.
need to
Here's-
video that.
Here's your ground rules, and you
Yeah.
guys pick. And then those 50 clubs, they'll all send us their best of the best. And then David, I don't envy his job, man, has to pick. He'll pick best of show out of
Yeah.
that, and that gets honored with a special trophy, the best of show trophy. There's a gentleman in Indiana called Cold Hard Art. This guy does stuff with a welder that I've never seen before, and his out of the box thinking, and he'll make a 60-pound trophy for us during Auto Fair.
I seen him last year. That
And
was a
then-
neat trophy.
And he'll do another one, you know,
Yeah.
and I don't even know his inspiration. He'll go out into our swap meet, right? So you come out to our swap meet, he'll come out to the swap meet and he'll buy parts. He'll just keep buying parts, and he makes it right out of the swap meet parts, and then it's presented to our best of show.
Wow, that's a cool trophy to have in your collection.
It is. And the last gentleman who won, it needed a cart.
To get it out.
Yeah, he had to have a card on it. So, yeah, it's a very special trophy, and it's definitely one of one.
Damn, that was fun. How about this?
Where the hell do you get this?
This is from one of our sponsors, Interstate Cycles.
Oh,
They've got
dude.
everything from side-by-side, street legal, for the off-road, jet skis,
This is cool.
motorcycles, you name it. They've
Oh.
got everything.
I love it.
Thank you to Interstate Cycles for giving us this razor to play with tonight. You can find them at exit 33 in Lake Norman.
So, what is the coolest car that you've ever had at all those auto fairs? You've done so many. What's
Oh my
the-
gosh, we have had so many cool cars. We had the original real Bullet Mustang.
I remember you posting some of that stuff. So you actually traveled with that car and helped it when it went across the block and all, right?
I was so fortunate. So after 3 years of trying, we finally managed to corral the car for one of our shows, and literally, Neil, two months before our show, there was a post up from Meekum Auctions that says we're going to auction off the Bullet Mustang. Well, I called the owner right away because I go into a panic, and he said, no. He said, we're going to do your show, and then we're going to do Chicago, and then it goes to auction. I said, okay, great. You're going to do my show. That's great. And at that time, I posted to our media department, and I said, look, this car had disappeared for over 40 years. I said, it's going to go to auction. I said, we need to advertise it because when it sells, where's it going to go? We don't know. I suspect it's going to go underground again, and it did.
So it did.
Yeah.
After it sold, it's just
Yeah.
it's not out in the scene.
No, nobody has seen the car since it sold at Meekum. I believe.
I mean, they know
only-
who it sold to.
Well,
Was it
Sean,
just a private collector?
the original owner knows, and Dana Meekum knows, and that's about it,
Really?
from what I understand. There are theories. Here we go again. Postulation. Where is it at? One rumor says it's overseas. So,
Yeah.
but the car is, it's gone back underground again. So that car sold for $3.75 million. And as you said, I was fortunate enough. The owner invited me to come down to the auction. It was surreal. It was the longest video I ever shot on my
Wow.
phone because just standing next to the front fender watching the auction happen was just surreal. It was
And that's
amazing.
every car guy's dream to sit in
was.
the seat that Steve McQueen sit in.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how many people could say they did what you did.
Yeah.
I mean, there's can't be many.
No.
And there's only what, 3 of those cars or 2? There's only 2 of them, or what's the story?
There were 2. There's only Sean's the car that we had was the only car that functions. A few years ago, they found a skeleton in Mexico
And it's still a
that's
skeleton.
supposed to be. The Marty report proved that it was the second Bullet Mustang. The difficulty there is it's just a skeleton. So now, even if you use NOS parts and you put that whole car back together,
It's a frame with new parts.
it-
Might as well be a
yeah, it's
kit car.
correct.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean the VIN validates it as a Bullet, and okay, whatever someone is willing to pay for it, but it's not the real car, as it
I don't
were.
remember when that car was at the auto fair. I remember you posting all the videos and stuff when
Yeah.
you were at Meekum with it, but I don't remember it. How did I miss
It
that?
was. It had to be. It was.
Was that before COVID?
Oh yeah, right before, because it sold. It was in the fall of 19 that we had the car, and then it sold at Barrett Jackson in January of 2020. So stuff was just about to hit the fan.
Yeah.
So
So it sold before COVID?
right before COVID.
Wow.
Right before COVID. We've had so many great, fascinating vehicles. One of the year one actual screen used Ferraris from Miami Vice. I mean, that was just
That's a
darn right
fun one.
cool. One of the actual screen used Chargers. It was called the Hero car, the close up car from Fast and Furious, the black Charger. We had that. We had one of the actual screen used Christian Bale driven GT40s from Ford versus Ferrari.
Wow. Now that is
Yeah.
a good one.
That was a nice.
Now, does that car stay around here? Because we've talked about the Ford versus Ferrari. A lot of the cars from that movie are from this area.
This specific vehicle was out of Illinois.
Yeah.
This was again, it's the up close car.
Yeah.
It was in the movie, but it was the Christian sits in it and drives it a couple of feet, and they shake the car, and the camera comes in on him. So it was that one. History has always shown that the stunt car never lasts. So it's always the hero car, the close-up car that ends up making it to the museums or
Right.
the collectors or whatever that was. So we've had a bunch of recreations. We had one of the real screen-used John Wick Mustangs from the second movie.
That's a really
And
neat piece.
It's a neat piece. If you're a Mustang fan, you're gonna cry at the same time as you're drooling over it because the door is bashed in, the roof is bashed
Oh,
in.
okay.
It's
So
the
it was
actual
a
stunt
movie
car.
stunt car.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah,
they
so-
never redone anything.
No. The gentleman is out of Tennessee who owns it, and he shows it just that way, damaged and everything. When in the second movie, for you fans out there, when he's backing up and he hits the guy, and it takes the driver's door off, that's the car.
Yeah. Wow, you've been in contact with some really neat cars. I mean, you're almost like you hear about people that are headhunters for like certain businesses. You're almost like the car hunter. Like if I need to find a certain type of race car,
Yeah.
vintage, or an old car for a movie or for a photo shoot, or to have it one of our car shows, you're the guy to go to.
Yeah, my company, Far and Wide, we do every aspect of a car show we offer to a consumer, whether it be consultation, execution, if they need assets, celebrities, Like I said, we just got Stacy David for this show. I've had I had Chip Foose. We had uh, the heck's her name? Daisy Duke.
Oh yeah,
She was out. Her line was crazy long.
really.
So yeah, so I mean, if in the car show industry, if you need something, we can do it.
You know, somebody you connected me to that was really neat is what was his name? Bradley Gray that has all the
Blown
big
Mafia.
Blown Mafia. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You had him at that one event that we did, and those cars, everything he builds is unreal. Even his truck that he hauls it with.
Yeah. I am so Bradley has this innate sense from his brain and his ingenuity to his hands, and it comes through. He is going to help me for the 60th birthday of the Mustang. He's bringing trifecta.
Oh, the red Mustang.
So the
All
red
his
Mustang
stuff's
doesn't
red.
have the red Mustang doesn't have one supercharger. It doesn't have two superchargers. It has three superchargers. And the motor is so big in the car, and he drives it. He drives it.
How does he see out of the window?
The motor is so big in the car that he's got a TV camera in the grill in the front, and he
see.
drives watching the TV screen in front of him.
He's from here, like down towards Locust or something? Where's he from?
He's I forget what town that is.
It's
He's
local
He's up
around-
85.
Okay.
Yeah, he is up 85. He is local.
Yeah.
But he has got some very special vehicles, and he's a dear friend. He is a
Yeah, I
good
know.
friend.
You've
So-
always connected me to some crazy people, but that had to be the craziest because he builds some wild stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
he does. Absolutely.
that C10 pickup, that's like a 63 Chevy truck that he's got. I don't
Yeah.
even know how he sees out the window of it.
That vehicle was just it was asked for, and he took it to PRI.
Yeah.
It was a display vehicle for one of the vendors up there. They asked him to come up, and Bruno Massel did a piece on it.
Oh, really?
So yeah, that was very special for Bradley.
Yeah. So what do you do in drag racing? Didn't you have something, or you got a job in drag racing? What is that?
So way back, see what happened was way back. My wife and I drag raced when we lived in Florida. We had a very low 8-second 67 Mustang, small block, single 4-barrel, weighed 2,200 pounds with me in it.
Really?
We called it Bullet. It was
Yeah.
Bullet Green. Anyway, we raced for quite a number of years in Florida, basically pretty much every track. And when we got out of racing, we sold everything. Sold the car, sold the trailer, sold the motorhome. We sold everything. And I received a call from a gentleman who was he built a new track in Miami, and he needed some help. He was a promoter, but he didn't know drag racing. He asked me to come down. Can you help me? I said, well, yeah, sure, I'll come down. And, I went down there just to help him out a little bit. And I walked up on this new track, and the water box where they do the burnout was like 3 feet from the starting line. And I said, Pete, he didn't know.
He was a promoter and
He's
built a
promoter.
drag strip.
Yeah. So he wanted to build a drag strip. So anyway, long story short, I started to go to work for him. And one of the stipulations for the IHRA sanction at the time was every track had to have a certified tech inspector. We didn't have one. So they sent me to school, and I became a certified tech inspector. And that transitioned into, I went to work for IHRA as an official, which transitioned into IHRA and then NHRA. So I worked for NHRA for a couple of years. And the best part about it is when I started, I learned every position. So I can be the starter who activates the Christmas tree when they're going to go. I can work the water box. I can do the staging lanes. I can do the back of staging lanes. I can do scales. I can do computer. I can race direct.
And you can drive a car if they
And I
need
could
you
drive
to.
the car if I had to.
If
but
they
yeah,
let you.
right? Yeah. So what a sanctioning body gets in me is they can plug me in anywhere. I'll be headed to Bristol here in June to help them for 10 days with their East Coast Junior Dragster event. So last year I worked a bunch with the WDRA, but I have no affiliation. I truly love the sport.
I love drag racing. There's no other event that you get to get that up close.
Yeah.
And you can't show that on TV. I don't know why they don't show that on TV. If they did, people would watch drag racing
Yeah.
more. But to get behind the scenes and up close to those guys taking the motors apart. Like, it's so fun to go, and you have to go to a drag race I mean, you're literally, your shirt just like sticks to you when they take off.
There are other there are other racing series out there where if you wanted an autograph from a driver, you have to slide the pamphlet underneath the glass booth that they're
Yeah.
standing behind. Well, where else can you walk up to John Force and get your picture taken
Yeah.
where else can you walk up to Tony Stewart and get your picture taken and get an autograph?
And the Force family are literally sit there and talk to you. I mean,
Absolutely.
just hang out with you.
Yeah. It's the interaction from a drag race is like none other. And if you haven't been, yeah, you definitely should go. Even if you go to your local facility, the gentleman who has that '69 Mustang, um, that's his ride. Go talk to him. Go
Yeah.
hang out with him because he's got more blood, sweat, and tears in that car than you can imagine.
I grew up going to Mooresville drag strip. And the first time I got a motorcycle, I wanted to go take it on the drag strip. It's what everybody was doing.
Yeah.
And I put my shoes down and they stuck to the thing. Nobody never told me.
Yeah.
I learned.
Yeah.
I learned that day.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And working those events, trying to I have been at events, honestly, I've been at events where I've been the starter and I've been on that line for 14 hours,
Yeah.
and I'm not doing it to get rich. That's for darn sure. But I'm out there, starting all these cars for 14 hours and it's just the love of the sport.
Yeah. I mean, you like doing events. I mean, you're a lot like me. You love bringing people together and seeing it happen. And I mean, from the
Absolutely.
planning to
Absolutely.
cleaning up
Yeah.
the mess after
Yeah.
it's all done. But
Yeah.
what's your favorite part of putting on an event? Is it the calling everybody up and planning it and bringing it in, or is it the execution or seeing it, or what?
There's two parts to that. And the first one is, auto fair will take me anywhere from 5 to 6 months
Wow,
to
that
do.
long.
From theory, from what we want to do, what I think we want to do in the showcase pavilion to when the doors open that first Thursday, is usually about 5.5, 6 months. The satisfaction of seeing all those vehicles assembled in one place, and having it, you can see it in your mind all you want, but having those vehicles physically put in their location, uh, and then the doors open, and then you watch two gentlemen or gentleman and lady, it doesn't matter, but you watch two people and you can't hear what they're saying, but you watch them and you watch them poke each other in the shoulder and they point at the car, or you see them smile and they turn to each other and they start talking about something about the car. That's very gratifying to me. That really is most productive. It makes me feel really good.
Right.
And the other part of that is, I will bring in cars. I will spend an amount of time out on the road. I will go to Detroit Autorama, Pittsburgh Autorama, run to the Sun in Myrtle. There's a Coastal Virginia Auto Show that is in its 9th season, and they are gaining traction. That is a really good show. If you get to go to that, you should.
And which one is that?
Coastal Virginia.
Okay.
Out there. It's in November.
You just got back from Run to the Sun, didn't you?
I just got back from Run to the Sun.
How was
but
that?
It was fantastic. It really was. 3,200 cars.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And
Good weather.
Good weather. Walked 4 miles on Friday and 6 on Saturday. Having my phone on my hip, it tells me.
Tells you how many steps.
So, yeah, it tells me how many steps. But, when I bring these folks in, and especially on the best of the best, but when I bring these folks in, and one is from Michigan and one is from Georgia, and these two cars are sitting next to each other for 4 days, and they don't know each other. And by the end of the event, you can hear them. I'll send you an email. I'll call you. Okay, text me where you're going to be. And to bring those folks together is just,
It's fun to connect people.
yeah, they've made new friends. He may have a 63 Pontiac and the other gentleman may have a 2022 Shelby Mustang, but here they are in the same venue and all of a sudden they're friends.
Yeah. What's always fun too is seeing these guys that have normal cars. They've built them, they've restored them, they've had them for years, and then they get picked to be in that showcase. I know Tom with that Corvair with the big motor sticking out of the back. I mean, he's a fan of ours.
Yeah.
Comes out here to Hot Rods and Hops,
Yeah.
and I've actually got to polish that car before it come to your place. But to see somebody like that
Yeah.
that just has a normal
Yeah.
classic car. I mean, I don't know if that's normal, but he's had it for many, many years. Get to be in one of your showcases and just see them posting pictures. I mean, you see their Facebook profile 10 years later, they're still, that's the profile picture is in the garage area.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like, to give you an example, there's 3,200 cars that run to the sun. I picked 4.
Yeah.
I
So
picked
out of
4.
all those cars, only 4 of them you picked to be in that big of a garage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You'll
Only
have to-
4. So
yeah.
I will go to Autorama up there in Detroit, and maybe 3, maybe 4.
Yeah.
You know, so it's an ongoing process, and you build that client list. You know, perhaps I'm talking to somebody who can't make my show. Okay, may I, reach out to you again? And you build that client list of, you've got that car over here, and it's like, okay, like I said, the Bullet Mustang, 3 years it took me to get that car, but I'm like a dog. I grab on and I won't let go.
Right.
You know.
So what other kind of events you got going? You got anything after Auto Fair? What's your
Yeah.
next events after that?
Yeah, so I've been very, very fortunate. My company has been hired by Joe Davis Stadium in Huntsville, Alabama. So we'll be doing a 2-day inaugural car show out there. It got a name 2 weeks ago. It got a logo last week. So it's the inaugural. It's called the Tennessee Valley Auto Fest. And it will be October 18th and 19th, which is a Friday and a Saturday. We'll do it at Joe Davis Stadium. They spent $34 million renovating that stadium. And we're bringing in a special show that my overall goal is, again, to have the spectator enjoy their stay with us when they come out to this event.
So what kind of stadium is it?
It's a baseball soccer stadium.
So the cars will be on the field?
So we'll do inside. It's an open stadium, but inside we'll do our best of the best. We'll do our high-end vehicles.
Like behind the bleachers or behind the seats?
On the field.
On the field, okay.
We'll do our high-end vehicles. We'll have probably 15 or 20 of them out there. These are special, hand-built, one-of-a-kind, and there'll be something for everyone. We have already signed up. We have Pancho Carter's actual Indy car. That'll be out there on the field. And we'll have special guests. We're putting this whole thing together. Outside the stadium, we'll have our kind of like our show field. We'll have our cars at car clubs or cars that want to come in and show. Friday, it's like noon to 5 o'clock. And then what we're going to do is, if you bought a spectator ticket or you have a vehicle on property, we're going to bring you inside the stadium and we're doing a free concert. So you'll have a concert with a Nashville recording artist, 45, 50-minute set. And then after that, if you don't think you got your money's worth, we're going to do a fireworks show for you.
Oh, wow.
So
you're pulling out all the stops
that's
for
your
the
Friday
first
night,
year.
baby. Yeah, and I believe the spectator admission is going to be somewhere in the revenue of $10
Wow. Those pictures are going to be really neat, having your car on the field like that
on
at a
that
stadium.
field. Yeah,
Especially if you live in that
Yeah.
area. I mean,
Yeah.
those
Yep.
people are going to be
Yep.
like,
that'll be awesome. And then
Yeah.
Friday, so that's Friday, and then Saturday, what we'll do is we'll have special guest judges. I've got a gentleman who's on a television show. He's in, but he's not in yet, so I'm working on it. We're going to send him out to the car show, and he's going to pick his top 20. And then Saturday afternoon, we'll present these special one-of-a-kind inaugural trophies to the top 20 cars. And to give you a hint, they're designing the trophies now, but Huntsville, Alabama is NASA related, NASA tied.
Really?
They are
I didn't
very
know that.
tight with NASA to this day. They still test the motors, the jet engines there. So these trophies are going to be one of a kind. And if you're in a top 20 and you receive an inaugural trophy, come year 3 or 4 when this show is existence, you can say to
yeah, I
where
got
were
one of
you?
the to the moon
I was
trophies.
Here, I was here year 1. Where the hell were you?
Yeah.
To the show cars on the field, we have special commemorative jackets that we're going to give them for the first inaugural. So it's going to be a special deal.
Man, you got me wanting to bring my car up there.
Hell yes, bring it, brother.
That's a long ride in an old Cadillac.
It's-
But I don't know. I may have to trailer.
May have to trailer it. That's all right. We got plenty of trailer parking. So we'll have special guests. We'll have celebrities. All this is being worked out now. But the Tennessee Valley Auto Fest, October 18th and 19th, should be a nice.
Yeah.
Nice
Well, I'll
deal.
be able to make it to that because our
Yeah.
last event's in September. So.
I may know somebody can get you credentials. So
Yeah.
come on out.
Awesome. So what else you got? You got anything else you need to
Yeah,
got
but
going? Far and wide is going far and wide. It sounds like
we are, as the card says, we're a marvel of organized chaos.
Yeah. So for anybody that needs event management, cars, music, I mean, you can handle all that. If somebody wanted to put on an event at scale, you can handle it from start to finish.
We've got a contract with Coca-Cola Consolidated. They do NASCAR drivers, and we'll obtain assets for them. They did a show for Dale Jarrett, and we got the last actual car that he drove in his NASCAR race. We did for a Bobby Labonte. We got a car for him. It was a Joe Gibbs memorial to the Washington Redskins. So yeah, I mean, if you need a vehicle, I think I know where it's at.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on and talking about everything. I'm looking forward to Auto Fair. What is that? That's like three weeks away?
Yeah, man. Two and a half weeks away. April 4th through the 7th. Come on out.
You're gonna be working hard for the next couple weeks. So you got a lot coming up. And how do people find you? Ed Fausel at Far and Wide, or how if they want to contact you, or if they've got a really cool car, how do they find you?
Heck yeah, I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook, so you can find me at my name. I'm on there, and I'm also on there as Far and Wide LLC.
Yeah.
So do a search on social media, Far and Wide LLC, and you'll find me, and all those neat cars will pop up.
Yeah, I know. Well, we look forward to being at the Auto Fair, and we'll see you in just a few weeks.
Absolutely, my friend. Thank you so much for having me, brother. I appreciate
you. Thank you. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and tune into our next episode. We've got a really neat guest coming up next week. See you soon. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Neil with RevFast. This is our waterless car wash product. We've had this product for now, 5-6 years. And we spent a lot of time developing it, 187 samples back and forth with a chemist before I was happy with it. And for everybody that says, well, waterless wash or scratch, we got a regular pH balanced soap. We also got our tire dressing that's dropping this month. We call it our TVP Shine. Tires, vinyl, plastic. Got glass cleaner. We've even got a spray sealant. Check out RevFast.com. You can buy all the products online, or you can stop by here. We even at Hot Rods and Hops, we've got our bottle filling station right here in the shop.